Hello, Diego. Is this your first time here? Diego? Where are you from, Diego? I'm a little early. I was just trying to set up. Joe, how are you? Where were you the other night? Trick-or-treating or looking for a costume? It's your first time. Okay. Here's what you need to do, Diego. I'm going to put my email in there. Columbia. Okay. I'm going to put my email in there. Email me. You get on my list. And I'll send you some PDFs, okay? There you go. I am taking my time, Diego. All right, here's what we're going to do. Mr. Joe, Mr. Diego, and whoever else is here. Some Diego, okay. Email me, I'll put you on my list. All right, what we're going to do, I came across a book, I forgot the author, but it's called The Forgotten Foot. And it's the truth. Everybody works on their bass drum or double bass drum or their hands, and you know the hi-hat's there. It comes in. So the left foot is the forgotten foot. So I'm going to show you tonight how to free up playing something, how to free up one of the limbs to play a melody line. For example, if we were playing something like this, just the money beat, right, Joe? Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. My hi-hat is going 1, 2, 3, 4. How about if I went like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So now instead of me playing my right hand on the hi-hat, I'm using my bass, my left foot. So now, JC, how are you? Evening. JC, email me, I'll send you some PDFs. All right, so now what we have, all right, is that hi-hat going to be playing eighth notes. Okay. And I'm going to develop an exercise that's going to lead you into eventually melodies with the right hand moving around the kit. We're going to lock in the hi-hat on eighth notes. Now, we're not going to do the left foot clave, Joe. We're just going to play eighth notes. All right? Okay, so we're going to play the eighth notes and I'm playing this with my heel up. I'm choking the hi-hat sound. I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Instead of this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Left foot, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives me an opportunity. Oh, okay. Sorry, JC. I have thousands of people. I don't know who I talk to anymore. So we all have the stick control book, and this is page 5. I have a sheet that's laminated. Okay, and now we're going to use this page as a foot exercise. All right. First, we're going to do it slow, and we're going to get onto a 16th note platform. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right, everybody here knows how to count to 16ths? 1 E and the, 2 E and the, 3 E and the, 4 E and the. Excuse me. So, with that being said, here's how we're going to interpret the stick control book, page 5. You look at line 1, it's written as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What we're going to do, all right, instead of thinking of it that way, we're going to consolidate the two measures into one line. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. We're going to eliminate all the lefts and just play the rights. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 3 4 E and a. Okay, we got that. What is that? Oh, it's thumbs up. All right. So now, here's what we got to do. We're going to play that hi-hat 1 E and. So the bass drum and the hi-hat in this particular case are going to be in unison. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and again 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and. Okay, now line 2, the bass drum is going to shift from the 1 and to the E and does. So we have line 2, we eliminated the lefts, and we have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E 4 E and Please excuse my coughing. This cold turkey with the cigarettes is killing me. It's been 2 weeks now, no cigarette. I think I might, instead of going to I'm going to have to go to not cold turkey, but slow turkey. I might need a cigarette here and there once in a while. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. We're going to play line 2. Remember, this is going on. Now do it slow. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a E and a 4 E and back 1 E and and 3 E and line 2. 1 2 E and 3 E 4 line 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So now I'm just going to play it over and over again. Line 1 and line 2. We get the idea here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and. Now remember, we're replacing the right hand with this. Got it? Again, I'm just going to do it for a little bit to loosen up. I'm going to play line 1, and then I'm going to go directly to line 2, back to 1, then to 2, so on and so forth. Here we go. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 2 3 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, Joe, do you see how this is associated to the Gary Chaffee stuff? Because I'm trying to free up the right hand doing some of the patterns. Do you understand that? How about you, JC, and you, Diego? Do you have, well, you don't, Joe has my workbook. All right, he just purchased that. Thank you, Joe. You enjoying that workbook, Joe? Ricardo, welcome. You're late. Timeout chair. Between you and Paul. Okay, anyway, let's go to line 3. No big words there, Joe. Symmetry. Of course, it's all 16ths. It's all related, whether I'm playing quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, whole notes, or whatever. Well, that is the stick control book, Joe. I mean, you know, digging in the stick control book has a reason. To do the stick control book, page 5, 6, and 7 every day, half strokes, quarter strokes, whole strokes, or whatever your routine is, there's a purpose for that. And that's a different thing than sitting here and developing coordination. It's developing coordination, yes, but it's also accomplishing your hands. Let's go to line 3. Now remember, instead of interpreting the page at the line 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're consolidating it into 2-1 measure as 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and we're eliminating the lefts, so that's going to give us 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and hi-hats playing the eighth notes, 1E and 2, bass drum now, 1E and 2E and the stick control book, Joe. Line number 4. The rights are going to fall on the and does. So you have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay? Hey, Ricardo. Did you get the PDFs I sent you? Okay, line 5, the right foot, the bass drum, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, against the hi-hat, 1, 2, 3E and a 4. That's the first page. That's the first page of the book, and that's what I want to do. Hold on a second now. Wait, let me get what I do with the book. Oh, does everybody here have Gary Shafee rather? Pingabanga, hello. Gary Shafee's pattern series. This is the pattern series I'm working with. Is called Time Functions. Does everybody here have that? Well, if you're going to frequent this platform, I would highly recommend getting that, or maybe getting this, my workbook. The workbook, if you live in the United States, is $30, and that includes the shipping and handling. If you live in the South America or Europe, believe it or not, man, it's $24.50 for shipping. It's unreal. That's a lot of money. But hey, I don't make the prices. All right, so now, if you have, let me get the Shafee, the book. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, bunga bunga bunga. 1 second. Instead of me going through all this. Whew. One second. Good for you, Joe. All right, here's the book. Here's what it looks like. Excuse me. All right. Time Functions. That's the book from the Pattern series here. This is by Gary Shafee. I do a tremendous amount of work here. All right. Plus, I have my workbook, plus the stick control book, the syncopation book, and Joe Morello's Master Studies. If you're going to come, being at my boo boo. It's hot in here. I try to broadcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm going to try and see how it works out. A 1 p.m., maybe later, 2 p.m. lesson once in a while in the afternoon. So I'll see how that works out. Everybody who is on my mailing list or is on my YouTube channel who is a subscriber will immediately get notification. Okay? So I'm going to try it once in a while. All right, so anyway, we've been working with the left foot. We're doing, I guess you can call it a substitution. I don't know what you want to call it, but let's call it that. A substitution. Instead of playing the money beat, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're playing the hi-hat now. Instead of with the right hand, the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're coming to a few foot exercises from the stick control book. And it's a matter of interpretation, substitutions, eliminations, formulas, or whatever you want to maybe call them. So, go backwards a little bit. Line number 1. We're not interpreting it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're interpreting it as 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and So now, we're going to take that and bring it downstairs. And when I say downstairs, I mean the bass drum. We're going to eliminate the lefts. That's going to give us the rights. And we're going to play all the rights on the bass drum. So instead of playing what's there, we're just referencing all the rights as the bass drum. So it would be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and line 2, 1 E and 3 E and 4 E and All right, now against that we're going to play this. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? We're going to play the hi-hat as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 with the left foot by itself. No clave, Joe. We'll do line 1 now with that interpretation. Just bass drum and hi-hat. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and again 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. First line 2. 1, 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E, 2 and back and forth from 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and so I'm trying to get my left foot to replace this. You get it, guys? So now, if you go to the workbook or if you have Gary Shafee's book, Time Functions, if you don't have the workbook, go to page 11. If you don't have the book nor the workbook, hey, what can I tell you? You need to purchase these books. Whoa. Don't worry about it. I know you had traffic. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to page 11, and you guys should be able to read this at least with the money beat, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to not do the hands right now, just the bass drum, the bass drum and hi-hat. We're going to play each one a few times. You'll know when I go to the next one, I'll say it. It's hard between counting, coughing, and knowing where I'm at. Maybe we'll have Alan Herman come show up later, okay? Alan Herman's All right, let me get to the lesson. We'll talk about that later. Here's the hi-hat, nice and slow. 1 E and a 2 E and 3. Now we're going to start 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a line 2. 1 and 2 and 3 E and line 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and next line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now D. 1, 2. That's 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 7. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4, 8. 1, 2, 9. 10. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. 11. 2 and 3 E and 12. 1. 13. 2 and 3 E and a 4. 14. So on and so forth. I'm not going to do the whole page. Almost did. Do you understand that, gentlemen? See where I'm going with this? There's only 4 people. I scare everybody or what? Oh. That's the first move was we're interpreting the right, just the bass drum against the hi-hat. The hi-hat's playing 8th notes constant. I get a little fancy with the hi-hat, but I'm not going to do that. It's just, like I said to everybody, when you purchase the workbook, there's going to be some supplementary exercises to the ostinatos. I know we've done the first one over and over again. The combinations, we haven't done all of them. You like that, Joe? You like that, Ricardo, Paul, JC, and Diego? All right. Do you understand the value of that, the interpretation of that? Because the next move is, you're playing the bass drum part with the stick control book first, the hi-hat 8th notes, and you're going to drop the backbeat on the 2 and 4. And that's going to you're actually playing, you're playing, for example, line 1, that's 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, you're playing this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Without the right hand. Okay, so now, you got that. Now frees up the right hand. Now I'm coming up with some shit with the right hand here. You're going to be laying it down, plus playing a melody line, back and forth on the toms or the snare or the cymbals or wherever you want to play them. But first things first. So now, you're going to do all the stick control book if you have a chance. You're never going to, you're never going to get sick of stick control book because it keeps opening up more and more doors. It's an endless journey to become better. But what I need from everybody is dedication, consistency, practice, practice, practice. And don't forget about going out to play, doing commercial tunes, playing jazz tunes, being creative, and establishing your own voice. Oh, Halloween's Thursday. What are you going to be, Paul? I decided what I'm going to be for Halloween. We're still doing a lesson, no problem. I'm going to be a drum instructor. Okay. Any questions to this point? Now, you have it straight the way it's written. Let's kind of organize this. And it's from the workbook, or if you don't have the workbook, you have the Chaffee book. So you have it this way. 1, I'm going to just keep doing the first one. 1, 2. Then you have it open-handed. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then you have 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So that's 3 different ways. Right-handed, left-handed, and the hi-hat is playing the 8th notes. Are you really, Paul? That's during the day. They're going to have Halloweens at night. Here goes Al Capone. I think they might arrest you or throw you out. You like this, Ricardo? You like this, Paul? You like this, Joe? And how about you, Diego and JC? You like it? All right. That's a lot of work. You know, like I said before to everybody here, I get so overwhelmed. I just love sharing things with everybody and trying to help everybody, and they help me. I'm going to start. Well, I'm a crazy person. I don't have to dress up. Anyway, listen. How many of you, I know Paul does, and I know that Ricardo has a camera. How about you, Joe? Do you have a camera? You can make me a video? Because I want to see what you guys are doing. You know, why don't you guys make me a video, okay, of this tonight's lesson? Send it to me, and let me check it out. Everybody here have a camera? Diego? JC? All right. That's enough for this fatback stuff. You know, we haven't really touched on all the combinations of number 1. I know that Joe has the book, Ricardo has it, and Paul. All right, now, as far as the combinations, you know, I don't know how far we went with the combinations. Do we understand all the combinations or any particular combination on the first pattern, the symbol pattern you want me to go over? Paul, you make me a video. Ricardo, can you make me a video of a lesson of what we're doing tonight? And how about you there, Joe? You have a camera? I was talking to Alan Herman over the weekend because he's in China. And when he comes back, we're gonna do a couple good shows. I'm gonna have Tim Herman and Joe and Alan, and there's also a new guy that you don't know who he is. His name is Jack Forster. I'm sorry, Steve Forster. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. And Steve just recently wrote a book on a couple ways to do the stick control book. So what we're going to try to do is get a round table going here, me, Steve, and Alan. And I'm looking for another person who actually studied with Morello for a period of time. So I know that Steve and Alan and I have studied with Joe for a very long time. You know, you get guys saying, yeah, I took lessons with Morello. Yeah, like 1 lesson, 2 lessons, just to say they studied with him. All right, so Joe, Ricardo, and Paul, Diego, and JC. Am I going to get a video from you guys? Anyway, we're going to try to put I'm looking for another guy. I want to get 4 guys. And we're going to talk about what Joe Morello, we're going to share our experiences. Okay, our lessons with Joe, what he tried to teach. And, you know, I have guys going into, there's a book called a Master Studies book, Joe Morello's page. And we have a couple of guys, oh yeah, I was good friends with Joe and I studied with Joe and this is what he taught. And boy, as soon as he said he taught something that he didn't teach, everybody's on top because whoever studied with him knew the guy was bullshitting. So I got guys putting posts up and then deleting them, taking them down, because you're not going to bullshit this guy. It's either you're the truth or you're not. And Alan and I, and now this guy Steve, and whoever else is going to join in onto this thing knows what Joe did and why he did it. Now, I'm waiting on maybe Alan Herman to show up tonight. Maybe he got tied up and he's in China. He comes in and I requested from him to give me a hard time. And believe me, he can give me a hard time. And I mean that in a very positive way. But anyway, any of the, the combination exercises you would like me to go over or anything else, because that's a lot of work I just gave you. Paul, you said yes. Joe, you said yes. Ricardo, you said yes. So that should be 3 videos I'm going to get. How's that sound? Good? Okay. Now, don't forget the endurance exercise of just, playing the 16th notes with the bass drum and the 8th notes with the hi-hat. You want more work, Joe? Some marches? Oh, there's so much to do. It just doesn't stop. You want more work, Joe, Paul, Ricardo, Diego, JC? Okay, no more work. Okay, so tomorrow morning when I wake up, which is about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I turn on my computer, I should have in my mail or Skype videos. And don't worry, gentlemen, it's not to intimidate anybody. It's for me to help you help. It's for you to help me help you, rather. That's what I want to say. Okay? You want more work, Ricardo? Really? I have no problem. Just stay with the first one, then we're going to move on. We're going to randomly move around. Okay? With all these ostinatos. All right, anybody have any questions before I sign off? I guess Alan was tied up. He said he would be by. I have been trying to make Alan Herman a part of this for a very long time. And other than the fact, the guy is just a brilliant man. He really is. But he's just like any other artist, crazy like me and you and everybody else. But he's just a brilliant, beautiful man. And hopefully he could get his input, whether it be on here or in live as he comes to the studio. No questions, Paul? This is good. Lots to work on. Ricardo, you want more work or are you going to send me videos? Come on, guys. All right, tomorrow night a longer lesson. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. So, Joe, are you independently wealthy? Do you work during the day? Or are you going to be able to visit me on a lesson? Or maybe I can get some more guys here in the afternoon? If not tomorrow afternoon, probably Wednesday afternoon. Okay, gentlemen, no questions. I'm going to sign off then. Lots of work. Did you enjoy tonight's lesson? Did everybody enjoy tonight's lesson? If not, tell me the truth. This way I can prepare better lessons for you. I'm the world's worst. Okay, no questions? No problems. I'm only busting, Joe. Neither am I. But I'm wealthy and happy with knowledge and my drums and the music and my family. Yeah, you can't buy food with it, or you can, but that's okay. All right, gentlemen. Good night for everybody as well. You have a good night there, Ricardo. See everybody tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow afternoon.